I know I'm a tad late to the game on this, but I wanted to share my own thoughts. Remember a few days back, I did a video about how Marvel teased that they were going to bring back Gwen Stacy, not as a clone or someone from the Spider-Verse, but the original Gwen Stacy who famously perished in a battle between Spider-Man and the Green Goblin. And they did it with a picture of a shovel in front of her grave. It looks like it's been dug up and a shadow crossed it. Well, they just dropped an announcement about it, and it's much worse than we thought. 'Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Don't pull right down the... Hi everyone, my name is Jacob Berry. Welcome to the StudioJake vidcast where I talk about all things pop culture. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you're watching on YouTube, ring that little bell to get notifications when I post a new vidcast, and consider becoming a channel member. Okay, so like I said, a few days back, Marvel released this image of Gwen Stacy's grave. There's a shovel in the ground. Looks like her grave has been dug up, and there's a shadow cast over it. And at the time I was complaining about this, I kind of gave a little bit of the backstory between Peter Parker and his relationship to Gwen Stacy, how Stan Lee, co-creator of Spider-Man, always said she was Spider-Man's one true love. And then she died during a battle with the Green Goblin, or I should say between Spider-Man and the Green Goblin. There was always some debate on whether Peter Parker accidentally killed her when he snapped her with his web. Did he accidentally cause her spine to break, killing her, or did the Green Goblin kill her ahead of time? Now, comics have proven that the Green Goblin did, in fact, murder her. There was a one-shot comic where Norman meets with Kraven the Hunter's son, and I believe Vulture, and they're in like this dive bar all talking, and Norman reveals to them that he killed Spider-Man's girlfriend right in front of him. You can look that up for yourself. So that was pretty much the end of it, right? Gwen Stacy did return a few times as a clone, sometimes from another version of the Spider-Verse, something like that. But they never actually brought back the original Gwen Stacy. I woke up all happy, ready to take on the world, and what do I find? Marvel not only grave robbed, literally, one of their most iconic characters, they're actually turning her into some sort of murdering vigilante called Gwenpool. Now, if you're familiar with present day Marvel, they already have a character called Gwenpool. She's like a wannabe Harley Quinn character. She's the one who introduced Jeff the Shark. She's a very cutesy version of Deadpool. This is not like that. She is going to be the Earth 616 Gwenpool. And if you think I'm lying, I'm going to read directly from Marvel.com. Like I said, this is on Marvel's own website. Gwen Stacy is back, and she's here to slay in a new comic book series. This May, Kevin Scott and Stefano Nessi launch a new Gwenpool comic book series that introduces a twisted new take on the fan favorite hero. Okay, first of all, Gwenpool is not a fan favorite. Anyone I know who is actually a fan of Deadpool or Spider-Man hates this character. Yeah, they've got a few fans on Tumblr and in Mastodon, I guess, maybe a few on Instagram, but the general fandom does not care for Gwenpool. Reading on. Her death is the most heart-wrenching moment in comic book history. Her return will be the most outrageous. Teased last week, prepare for the unthinkable with the resurrection of Gwen Stacy. The madmen responsible are New York Times bestselling author Kevin Scott, who writes for Star Wars The High Republic, and rising star artist Stefano Nessi, who will bring back Spider-Man's first love as a cold-blooded killer this May in a Gwenpool series. Gwen Stacy returns as the darker, deadlier, and even more unhinged Gwenpool, and who better to help Spidey navigate this soul-crushing revelation than the medium-shattering, attention-seeking Marvel Comics superfan that is the original Gwenpool. It's a wild team-up as the pair race to solve this unhinged mystery before it's too late, because Gwendolyn Poole knows better than anyone that there is definitely not enough page time for two Gwenpools. Gwenpool is back and more dangerous than ever. They repeat themselves a lot in this press release. Everyone's favorite reality twister's life is changing. A grittier doppelganger is bringing her own brand of hyper-violent justice to his battle-strewn New York City. Who is this dark Gwenpool, and what does she want with the amazing Spider-Man? Kate Bishop and Jeff the Landshark guest star in a comic book series that will shock you to the core. No, it won't. No, it won't. It won't shock us at all. Why do I say it won't shock us? Because Marvel has done this 100 billion times. Every single one of Peter Parker's girlfriends has somehow become a superhero. It's embarrassing at this point that they are rehashing that trope over and over and over again. What is wrong with Marvel? They are fully into the identity politics thing where they're inserting these left-wing ideals into the comic books. They're emasculating Peter Parker to uplift the female characters, and fan favorites like Ben Reilly get turned into villains, heinous villains. And now they are grave robbing the legacy of Stan Lee and these great creatives behind Spider-Man. This new crop of artists, editors, and writers are an embarrassment to the comic book industry. Now you might be saying, Jacob, what if it's good? I don't care. At this point, I don't care if it's good. It's still trash. I am not going to waste my money on this nonsense. And you might be saying, what do you mean they're rehashing this? Let me tell you something. All of Peter Parker's girlfriends at this point have become a superhero. Felicia Hardy has become Black Cat. Now, originally she was a villain. Now she's more of a vigilante. Betty Brant, I think, became a SHIELD agent for a while. Mary Jane is now Jackpot. Cindy Moon is Silk. So come on now. These are the big four Spider-Man girlfriends, and they've all become superheroes somehow. It is embarrassing that Marvel is going down this road. They should be ashamed of themselves and the mockery they are making of great legacy left behind by writers like Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, Jack Kirby, Chris Claremont, Rob Liefeld. All of these amazing comic book creators are finding themselves, if they're still alive, ostracized by an industry that once revered them, and all because of politics. Marvel Comics should be ashamed of themselves for doing this, and it is just embarrassing to the core. If they really wanted to bring back Gwen Stacy somehow, why not just make it where the clone is still alive and she's rediscovered her feelings for Peter and they want to put them together? Because for some reason, they don't want Mary Jane together. Now, I've said before, I liked Gwen Stacy as Spider-Man's girlfriend better, but I also respect the legacy of the original Mary Jane, not this brand new day bull crap. I am so sick and tired of this. It is driving me mad. It is insane that Marvel Comics is so bereft of creativity and inspiration that they are just rehashing another old trope. They need new writers, or to bring back veteran writers. They need someone like a Chuck Dixon or a Mike Baron to rewrite Spider-Man and characters like the Punisher, Daredevil, heck, even Iron Man. The Avengers aren't recognizable anymore. It's like they just take whoever is popular in the moment because of the movies and then shove them into the comic book title. And they're doing the same with the movies, by the way. The Thunderbolts, that's not who the Thunderbolts are. I think, honestly, this is going to take them down a road and this will hurt them even more. Spider-Man still sells a little bit just because of the name recognition, but I think this is going to hurt them. I think hardcore Spidey fans, even young ones like me who weren't alive when Stacy's death happened, but we know about it because we've reread those comics, we've explored the lore, we're all going to reject it. Now, I could be wrong. I don't want to speak for the rest of the Spidey fandom, but I'm just making a prediction. This is going to be wholesale rejected. Now, the issue 1 is going to sell very well because issue 1s people want because they might be worth something at some point. But then it's going to drop off a cliff. I just think that this era of Marvel needs to end. Marvel Comics desperately needs to clean house. And why would you bring over the guy who wrote Star Wars The High Republic, which was outright rejected by Star Wars fans, to write a Spider-Man comic? It makes no sense. It's just they're doubling down. Nothing is going to change, even with Bob Iger seemingly kissing the ring and all this. I just think that it's over, it's done. This is going to destroy Spider-Man comics, and it'll be the final nail in the coffin, which started with Brand New Day. If you like that video, be sure to give it a like, share it out to all your friends, leave me a comment, tell what you think, and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, ring that little bell so you get notifications when I post a new vidcast, and consider becoming a channel member. If you would be so kind, head on over to my website, StudioJakeMedia.com. It's free with no ads. You just need to sign up with your email or through the WordPress app, and you'll get notifications when I post a new article. I've got all kinds of commentary and reviews on anime, comic books, novels, and so much more. You're not going to miss what is there. If you want to support the work that I do, head over to my locals community. The link is in the description of the video. You can sign up for a monthly subscription, or you can just send my articles tips. Either one, I really appreciate. I post articles there that are just for my locals community, and I also publish my short stories there, which I hope you will give a read. Speaking of stories, I have written and published 4 novels, starting with Cacophony, A Tale of Faith and Fear. It is a paranormal thriller, a supernatural action story about angels and demons fighting over the souls of a small Texas town. Pick it up. You're not going to want to miss it. I think you will really enjoy it. If you're more into sword and sorcery, check out my novels from the Seven Royals series. The book 1 is All Good Things, the book 2 is Breaking the Stars, and the finale, book 3, is coming soon. I'll have an announcement about it in the near future. It follows a group of your favorite fairy tale characters who have to come together to defend their land against a dark army. Last but certainly not least, we have Blessed Child. It is my latest fantasy romance novella. It follows an elf princess who gets pregnant with a human child. This sends her kingdom into chaos, so her father, the king of the elves, he has to hire a human knight to be her bodyguard. He is disgraced, but he's on the path of redemption. The knight and the princess form an unlikely friendship as they face the chaos going on around them. It is life affirming. It is about courage under fire. You're not going to want to miss it. Pick this one up or all 4 at Amazon.com and leave me a 5-star review. It really helps out small indie creators like myself. Remember, with great power comes great responsibility. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time right here on Studio Jake.